Does anyone specifically want to jump in?
I mean, I'll take the, I guess, from the entrepreneur perspective, I do think it's changing a lot, you know, so there are a lot of, when I look at the younger entrepreneurs, I mean, sort of the young graduates or, you know, early 30s, I really don't see a difference when I meet American entrepreneurs or continental or UK entrepreneurs or anywhere else really. So I think that attitude's changing a lot towards taking risks and, you know, even failing and learning from failures. I would say the more embedded culture with investors and VCs, I mean, that's a lot, you know, that change comes longer term. They've been entrenched for a very long time in a certain sort of frame of mind, so that's taking longer term. One of the big reasons it's changing so quickly in the young entrepreneurs, everyone's reading the same thing. Like, I think we kind of underappreciate the power of all the information resources and education that are pretty standard, starting to be pretty standard all across Asia, Europe, and the US. So that's what's really a big factor in changing some of these attitudes.
I would say that Europe will always be more conservative, and it's sort of a hallmark of Europe, and that's why Europe is such a great place. You know, maybe not for startups, but for many other things. but I think Reshma said it, that the world is really becoming flat when it comes to the industries where we are, meaning software or services or media, film, and those. That it doesn't matter where you are from anymore. And that's why the question, where are you from, is becoming irrelevant. I don't know where I'm from. I'm from Finland, but then my ancestors were from Norway and Russia, and now I'm from California. But if you are a startup entrepreneur, you shouldn't care about what society thinks at large, because you're doing something against the norm anyhow. So you might as well do it in a conservative country, or you might as well do it in a non-conservative one. Sure, you must take your service to the most opportune market, and maybe that market therefore is the United States, which is large and homogeneous and not risk-averse. But as for where you start as a startup entrepreneur, it doesn't really matter. You can come from the most conservative place on the planet, and you can still be globally successful, in my mind.
I guess one quick thing I'll add is that from my own personal experience as a developer, as a programmer in the Netherlands, it seemed that particularly there was a whole class of technical people that were, let's say, missing from the startup world there, because it was very easy to, as a programmer, to get a very nice, conservative, high-paying job at, in the Netherlands, a company like Philips, Shell, so on. So I think that, I can't say that this is true everywhere, but it did seem that there was programmers in particular exceptionally risk-averse compared to their other, let's say, kind of potential peers. But that's a minor observation, maybe.